Hello everyone, Zanker back again with another deck tech. Today we are going to go over my mono black discard deck. This is a fun deck. This deck will hopefully drive your opponent insane and just take all of his cards out of his hand. So we'll start with the lands. As you can see, 20 swamps. Easy enough. I mean, it is kind of budget. You don't need anything but the swamps. So black mana it is. Creatures, we're going to start with one of my favorite from Aether Revolt. It is Gifted Aetherborn. He's a 2/3 for 2 black. A vampire. Has Death Touch and Lifelink. This is a great card. It's a 2-drop. 2/3, so it has a little bit more toughness than most 2-drops and could take out your opponent's bigger creatures later on in the game. So great card. We got Gonti, Lord of Luxury. Also another Death Touch. He's a 2-colorless, 2 black. When Gonti, Lord of Luxury, enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library, exile one of them face down. Then put the rest on the bottom of that library in a random order. For as long as that card is exiled, you could look at it and you could cast it, and you could spend mana as though it were mana of any type. So your swamps are fine to cast any card that you exile, which is pretty fun to play your other opponent's deck. Could drive them a little batty. But next we have Herald of Anguish. He's the bigger one of our casting costs. It's 5 colorless, 2 black with Improvise. He has flying, and at the beginning of your end step, each opponent discards a card. That's one of the main reasons why I put him into the deck. You know, this deck is all about discarding. Discard. He also has pay 1 colorless, 1 black, sacrifice an artifact. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Which is nice to get rid of a few of your opponent's weaker creatures if you want to use them for that. We have 3 Skittering Heartstoppers. It's a 1 black insect. He's a 1/2, and for 1 black, Skittering Heartstopper gains Death Touch until end of turn. So this is a 1-drop for another 1. You basically could take out anything that your opponent is going to swing with. The artifacts that I'm putting in here is just 2 treasure maps. Basically, you tap it for 1, you scry 1, which is nice to see what's coming up. You also put a landmark counter on treasure map. If there's 3 landmark counters on treasure map, you remove those counters and transform treasure map. And you also create 3 colorless treasure artifact tokens with sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. But that's not what we're going to use them for. We're either going to use them for Herald of Anguish to kill a creature, or we're going to use it for the flip ability of sacrifice a treasure, draw a card. Card draw, I love card draw. Gotta have it. We're going to put 2 Fatal Pushes in to deal with any 2-cost minions, creatures that your opponent controls, or if you had something leave the battlefield, you could destroy a 4-cost. So that's pretty good. Well, we all know it's pretty good. It's Fatal Push. We got enchantments. We got 3 Torment of Scarabs. Enchant player. So you enchant a player. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, that player loses 3 life unless he or she sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. So this is basically the theme of the deck. The theme of the deck is basically you make your opponent pay 3 life or destroy something or throw something out of the hand. We got 3 Raider's Wake. Whenever an opponent discards a card, that player loses 2 life. And it also has Raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attacked with a creature this turn, target opponent discards a card. So you're going to throw 1, 2 of these out, play a bunch of discard spells, and make him lose some life. So we're going to go over to our sorceries now. Duress. It's a 1 cost. Target opponent reveals his or her hand, and you choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Again, take everything out of your opponent's hand. He can't beat you. Harsh Scrutiny. It's also 1 black mana, and target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a creature card from it. That player discards that card, and you get to scry 1. It's a little bit better than Duress because you get to scry 1, but it's only for creature cards. Duress is for everything but creature cards. We got 4 Heartless Pillages. It's a 3 cost sorcery. Target opponent discards 2 cards. It's not your choice this time, but it's 2 cards that he's discarding. And it also has Raid. So if you attacked with a creature this turn, create a colorless treasure artifact token. So that also creates some of those artifacts that you could later use for card draw. 3 Sword Point Diplomacies. Sword Point Diplomacy. Reveal the top 3 cards of your library. For each of those cards, put that card into your hand unless any opponent pays 3 life. Then exile the rest. So basically draw 3. So for each one, he or your opponent pays 3 life. So first one, pay 3 life. Okay, you exile that card. And the second one, pay 3 life. You exile that card. Pay 3 life. Exile that card. So basically, if he doesn't want you to have any of those 3 cards, he has to pay 9 life. Or you get 3 cards, or any combination 1 and 2, 2 and 1, whatever. So we're going to skip this one. We're going to go to Yahenni's Expertise. It's 2 colors, 2 black, and all creatures get -3/-3 until end of turn. You may cast a card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. So basically, you're paying 1 for this card because you get 3 basically back into your mana pool. It's a roundabout way you get it back, but it's kind of like a board wipe, -3/-3. Hopefully he didn't get any of his or her bigger cards out onto the field. You made him discard them or whatnot. So if he did throw some stuff out, you get rid of it. Now for the kill card, it's Torment of Hailfire. It's X colorless and 2 black. Okay, so you're going to repeat the following process X times, so however many colors you paid. Each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. Hopefully by the time that you've played this card, he has nothing in his hand and basically has nothing on the board. So if you pay 5 or 6 X, you're doing 6 times 3 amount of damage, or he loses that many life. If he does have some cards in his hand, he decides to discard them. That's when we go back to Raider's Wake over here. He's losing 2 life anyway, so he's basically saving 1 life by discarding a card. Should be a fun deck. I'm going to throw this together soon and play with it. Let me know what you think, and give this video a like. Please subscribe and give me a comment, and check out my Patreon page. There's some pretty cool rewards there, and it all goes back to the channel. It all goes back basically to you guys. It's all openings for you, bundles and the boxes and the grab bags and stuff like that. So check that out, and till next time.